Hello everybody, it's Elena, and in today's video we are building this pretty big cattle ranch that I built in the world of Strangerville and The Sims 4, obviously. So this house, or this lot, is for a family, and a pretty large family at that. In total, this house definitely would fit more than 8 Sims. I feel like there are 9 sleeping spots, so you definitely can fit a big old family in here if you want to. So the house has 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, whereas like 4 of the bedrooms are located on the 2nd floor, and I put the parents' bedroom up there and a teenage bedroom, one for a toddler, and then a bedroom for 2 kids. So that's 7 Sims in total. And then on the 1st floor, I've got a bedroom that I feel like is for either a pair of grandparents or just somebody else. It might also be a guest bedroom or something. It's just like, you know, a spare bedroom, if you will. But that also has a double bed, so you can in total fit 9 Sims into this house. So that's kind of cool if you like to play with big families and you have mods that allow you to have more than 8 Sims. That's fun. But yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun making this build, and I've been wanting to build a sort of like farmy thing in the world of a Strangerville for quite a while, because I feel like it does fit in quite well. It's like very deserty, obviously, in this world, as you can tell, right? I feel like you can definitely tell that it's very deserty, but I don't know, I've been wanting to build a cattle ranch specifically right here on this lot because it is the most farmy lot in my opinion. Like, it's a 40 by 30, so it's pretty big, and also it's the only like not super small lot that is in the not fancy part, if that makes a sense. So like in Strangerville, we've got these 2 neighborhoods. One is pretty fancy and has these very like expensive looking Victorian houses that I think are gorgeous, and I really love that area of the world. And then there's this area which is more so just like not super nice, and I don't know, it's not super great, and I feel like it's very rustic. And if I were to like do a full renovation of this world, which I don't plan on doing, but if I were to do that, I would definitely make it most of the builds in this area very run down. And I definitely feel like this build is also pretty run down, which you can tell from like the roofing on the main house and also on the little barn that I made. Like, it's pretty not super great. The roof is definitely not in the best condition, but I think it's very cute and I think it's very charming, and I had a lot of fun building this lot. And I really do enjoy building in this world of Strangerville just because I really like the vibes here, and I really enjoy landscaping with a bunch of cacti and these more deserty plants, because I don't really get to use them very often when I build in like other worlds, such as the new one, Santa Sequoia, that we got with the Growing Together expansion pack, or like Willow Creek. I don't really get to landscape with these items very often, but I did today, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, I really like this build all in all, and I hope you all like it as well. And it is a cattle ranch, so I definitely wanted to focus on putting a lot of like cow sheds or animal sheds, it is, because obviously I wanted to have quite a lot of cows on this cattle farm. Yeah, so I put 4 animal sheds, which means you can have 4 cows in total, which obviously is not a lot. I don't really know for sure. I don't really have a lot of experience with like farming and whatnot in real life, but I just like have a feeling if you have a whole ranch dedicated to just cattle, you would probably have more than 4. But this is The Sims, so 4 is what we've got to deal with, I guess, because these animal sheds really do take up a lot of space, and I feel like I dedicated a pretty large area of the lot to just the cow space. So yeah, 4 is enough for me. And then I also put 2 chicken coops, so you can have 16 chickens in total and definitely make a profit from like raising these chickens and just selling eggs and whatever. So that's kind of fun. And then I also put, I think, 8 crop patches in total, which is not a lot, but I just like mostly wanted to focus on the animals on this farm because it's a cattle ranch, in case I have not made that clear already. Yeah, and it's just a very nice place in my opinion. I think it's very cozy and it's very like family-esque. I feel like it's very family friendly in that way, and I definitely put a lot of like focus on making it good for the kids. So I put like a playgroundy area in one corner of the lot where I put a swing set, and also the No, I think I was about to put the, like, what is that called? The monkey bars, but then I ended up not doing it, I don't think. But yeah, I did put these swing sets. I really thought I put more toys than that, but I didn't. Oops. Anyway, whatever. It's still very family focused in my opinion. And in the barn. So, okay, this is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. But I, as I said, don't really have a lot of, like, real life experience with ranches or just farming, anything of that sort. I don't really go to places like this one in real life ever. I've never never been to the desert, so obviously I've never been to a place like this one specifically, but I've never really been to farms that are just in my area either. So I don't really know a lot about them, and honestly I really wanted to put a like barn on this lot, but I had no idea what was in barns, so I had to Google that, and that's embarrassing because like I feel like you should know what is in a barn, right? I don't know. So I pulled up Google and I typed into the search bar, hey, what's up Google, it's me again. I was just like wondering what the hell do people put in barns, because I honestly have no idea. And then Google was like, you're stupid for searching that, but like, okay, I'm gonna tell you. And then it told me that people normally put like cattle in their barns and livestock, and then I was like, well, I already put cattle outside and I'm not about to like put them inside as well. This is an outdoor cattle ranch, not an indoor one, you know. And also I put like other livestock such as my chickadees, my chickens outside as well, so I'm not about to put them inside either. And then Google also told me that like food and whatever for the livestock was also a thing that people put in their barns. So I decided to put like quite a lot of hay in there, and I definitely put like a big old pile of hay. We don't really have like actual hay stacks that you can scatter around and then feed them to your animals in this game. We did have that in The Sims 3, but if you want to do something like that in The Sims 4, you have to take this hay bale, which is actually a seat, like a little chair in the armchair section, and I had to just like resize it a bunch of times and whatever. I just like put a bunch of them and I made it like cute and whatever in the barn. I don't think I recorded this, so I don't really know why I'm going into detail and like telling you what I did, and we're not like focusing on that right now in the speed build, so it's kind of stupid that I'm focusing on this in the voiceover. But you know what, don't worry about it, it's fine. Anyway, but I just like stacked it up and made it look cute in my opinion, and I also did that in other places on this lot, so that's fun. But yeah, I didn't really think too much about the people who live in this house, and I don't really know who they are as people and like what they enjoy doing really. I didn't think about that, although we did just get the new book nook kit is what it's called, I think. So I wanted to make these people avid readers, and I wanted to give them quite a few bookcases, and I just like wanted to use this new kit in the build just because I felt like it was a pretty good opportunity to use it. And I don't know, I like the kit. I think it's pretty cute. It has some good items and I think it's nice. It's not like revolutionary in any way, like it's just another kit. We have so many of them. So I don't know, I think it's fine, but I'm not gonna like sit here and tell you whether or not to buy it because I don't like to do that. That's not my, you know, role as a content creator, I guess. Like that's just not what I want to do at all. But yeah, I think it's a decent kit, although I really wish that we got some more like swatches on a bunch of the items, because the couch is really cute. Like it's adorable and so pretty, but it only has 7 swatches, which is so disappointing. Like I definitely would like to get at least like 15 swatches on couches and just items like that, because I feel like in normal packs that aren't kits we get quite a lot of swatches, but then on like items and kits we just don't really get a lot, and that's so sad, and I don't like that. So I really would like to have some more swatches, but we only have 7, so yeah, oh well, I guess, I don't know. But it's cute, and I used a lot of the like clutter and whatnot from the kit in this build, and I like it, I guess. Also, I feel like I sound a lot more like snotty and stuffed up right now than I did earlier, and that's because I'm dealing with allergies at the moment, and I took some medicine earlier, but I feel like it's starting to wear off, which is sad and annoying. But yeah, that is just what I'm working with right now. I don't know, allergies have really been kicking my ass these past few days. Up until like a couple of days ago, it really was not that bad, but then I went outside and was outside like all day, and it was horrible. Like I was miserable all day and I hated it so much, and I didn't like take any medicine beforehand, and I didn't bring anything with me because up until that point I hadn't been needing to do it, so I just like forgot about it, you know, even though I deal with this every year, and I don't learn, I guess. But yeah, that was really annoying, and I was not having a fun time, and it just kind of sucks because it always gets bad around the end of May and like the start of June for me, and it's annoying because this is like when the weather starts to be good and I really want to like hang out with people and I want to be outside, go on walks and whatever, but I can't do that because I'm just miserable when I'm outside. Like it's so sad. So yeah, I don't know, it's annoying, but it's okay and I will survive. But I just sound a little bit stuffed up. It's not too bad, it's really not. Like I was miserable the other day, as I said. I feel like I've said that so many times, but you know what, I was really not doing good, so I feel like the internet has to suffer with me. I'm kidding, but yeah, anyway, that's just that. I'm just dealing with allergies. I just like wanted to address my like voice sounds a little bit different, and then I went out on a tangent. I don't really know why that was, but yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, though, I don't really know how much else there is to say about this build. At least I don't think I really have anything that I want to say right now, but this is a really long video, and it's been a while since I've done like a long voiceover. As far as I know, it really hasn't, but it's been a while since I've done voiceovers. I feel like I'm just like super busy at the moment, so I haven't really been posting much lately. Sorry about that, by the way, but yeah, that's just like what I've had to do because I'm so busy with my exams and whatnot, so I haven't really been doing a lot of voiceovers lately, which makes me sad because, as I've been saying so much lately, this is my happiest space and this is what I want to do as much as possible. So when I can't really prioritize this, and when I have to like focus on more important stuff, like, you know, things that are gonna secure my future, like school and whatever, it just makes me really, really sad because I don't have my outlet in my happy space anymore. So I really don't like that. But yeah, and what was I talking about? I don't know. I think I was trying to like segue into telling you guys what I wanted to talk about in this video and this voiceover, because it is like a pretty long voiceover, and you know what, like finding something to talk about for 30 minutes is pretty hard and kind of like intimidating. So when I like sat down and I like realized how long this video was gonna be, I started to like think about what I was gonna talk about, and I made a little like, not a script at all. I don't script my voiceovers at all, which is very obvious. I feel like if I did script them, they would not sound this messy and stupid. But yeah, I was just like thinking about what I wanted to talk about in this video, and then I remembered that I have a whole very, very long list of really stupid and sort of complex questions in my head that are not answered. They are completely unanswered, and I don't understand what's going on with them. And these questions are just like really weird in a way and sort of complex in a way, not in the way that they are deep in any way. They're just stupid, okay? They're dumb questions, but they are just like the type of questions that you can type into Google and be like, how does this thing work and whatever, and then Google will tell you, because that's not how these questions are, if that makes any sense. And it's just like some questions that I can't really necessarily ask people in my real life about, at least not some of them, because some of them are like nation specific, and a lot of the questions that I have in my mind are about America, because America is just a very weird place. So I have a lot of questions about it, okay? And these are just like the type of questions that I have been having in my little head for like years, or maybe at least like months. They are just like the type of questions that pop up every like few hours or something in my head, and I'm like, why is this the way that it is, and like, why does things work this way? And I can't really like ask anybody in my real life because they are like nation specific, some of them. But then I realized that I have a YouTube channel with people from like all over the world that are watching, and then maybe you guys can like answer these questions for me if you know the answer. So that's just kind of like my plan for this voiceover, I guess. I don't really know. I think I have 3 right now. I don't know. I don't know how long these questions are gonna like take for me to explain to you guys, so maybe I'll get through all of them, maybe I'll get through like 2, who knows. Anyway, well, let's get started. So the first one is not nation specific, but this one is a question for all of you guys who have been pregnant or have like had babies or something, because I need you to tell me how it feels to be pregnant. This is like something I wonder about every single day, or at least like every time after I've eaten a big meal and my belly looks pregnant, you know? And I'm not talking about like how it affects you and your mind, and like how you might feel nauseous and not feel very good like physically or mentally because your like hormones are going crazy and you just feel super emotional all the time. I know all of that stuff. That's not what I'm asking about. I want you to tell me what your belly feels like, because after I've eaten a big meal with like a lot of carbs, like maybe a pasta dish, you know, my belly just like bloats up completely, and that's when I start to look 5 months pregnant, and then I'm like, oh my god, look, my belly is pregnant, I'm having a baby, you know? That's what I tell my family, and they don't think it's very funny. But then I start to wonder, what does it feel like to have a belly that's just like constantly growing and is just really big? Because I'm pretty sure I want to become a parent one day. I think I would like to, you know, experience pregnancy and all of that stuff. However, if it feels like I'm bloated 24/7, I feel like that might be a like deal breaker. I mean, I can go through the emotional stuff and like the other physical aspects, because I've been sick for a long time, dude, and I've been a teenager for like 6 years. My hormones have been weird for a very long time, and my emotions have been all over the place. I can deal with that for 9 months, okay, but I don't know if I can handle being bloated for 9 months. That's just like, that's my limit, okay? So I need you to tell me if you felt super bloated when you were pregnant as your belly started to grow a lot. And this is a question that I've asked my mom, I think, a few times, and probably also like other people, but all of the people that I've asked are not like currently pregnant, and they haven't really been pregnant for a long time. Like my mom has not had a baby for like 20 years, so it's been a while since she has experienced the big old baby belly, you know? So I don't really feel like the whole baby feeling is very clear in her mind anymore, but she did tell me that it does kind of feel like you're bloated all the time. But I need some of you guys who might be either like pregnant right now or have experienced a pregnancy somewhat recently to tell me, what did you feel like? And I'm guessing that it might not feel the exact same for everyone, but I just like, I need some opinions from like a lot of people, I think, so I can figure out what it's like to have a pregnant belly, because I don't think I would want to do that if it's just like really uncomfortable to have a big belly all the time. I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with it, okay? So that's question one. I think it's a stupid one. But yeah, the next one is a little bit like, I don't know, deeper in a way. It's kind of like political, but I just have this like big thing that I've been wondering about for like years and years and years. And like, I spend a lot of time on the internet, and I watch a lot of like stupid, useless content of people just rambling on about a lot of stupid stuff, kind of like I'm doing in this video. This is like my kind of content, and I feel like you guys enjoy that content too, because we are 16 minutes into this video and you haven't clicked off yet, so I'm on to you. I know what you like to do anyway. But yeah, I just like watch a lot of stupid content, and I feel like very often I hear Americans like telling stories about how they got pulled over by the police while they were driving. And obviously in media we sometimes hear about especially people of color who have super horrible experiences when they are being pulled over by the police, and how police brutality is just really bad, and you know, cops abuse their power over the people and whatnot. And I cannot help but think, like, how do all of these people get pulled over all the time? Because like, I live in Denmark and I've been driving for 3 years now, and not once in my whole like driving life have I gotten pulled over, like not even a single time. And when I'm outside of like the inner city, I don't see cop cars ever. Like I rarely ever see them. So I don't understand how Americans get pulled over all the time, because are the cops just like patrolling the streets all the time, and are they just like looking for crimes and people that they can give a little fine to and whatever all the time? Because that's stupid. If that's what they're doing, like why? I don't understand it. So I guess what my question is to all of you Americans, because this is one of those like nation specific questions, is why are you guys being pulled over by the police all the time? Is it just because you are like driving and they just pull over some people at random and are like, can I see your license and registration and whatnot, and then you like go on with your day if everything is fine? Like is that how it works, or do they pull people over because they seem suspicious? And like, how does it work? I don't understand it. I really have no idea, because I've never gotten pulled over a single time in my like driving life. And in my entire life, like before I started driving myself, I've only like been in a car that got pulled over one time. Like one time in my entire 20 years of living have I gotten pulled over in a car that I was like in, not one that I was driving obviously, but yeah, it's only happened one time. So I don't understand how Americans get pulled over all the time, and how I hear stories about it all the time. And I'm not like trying to like sit here and doubt people who have these like horrible experiences with police. I'm just wondering why that is. Like, why is the police pulling over people all the time? I don't get it. Like, what is the point in that? Are they just searching for crimes and searching for people that aren't doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing? What, my voice is so stupid right now. Because I feel like that's so stupid. And I've also like heard about people that were pulled over and then like everything was just perfectly fine and they just like were let go, you know? And I feel like that's just such a waste of like taxpayer money for police to be pulling over people at random all the time. Like, that's stupid. Isn't it kind of dumb? So if you're American, please, like, I'm begging you, please let me know how often you get pulled over. Is it a bi-monthly experience, or is it something that happens a couple times a year, or is it like something that has never happened to you personally? And like, I really need to know. And how often do you see other people being pulled over when you're out driving? Like, how many times have you been in a car that's been pulled over? I really need to know, because I'm just so confused. I don't understand why I'm hearing so many stories about people being pulled over by the police. And I feel like sometimes when I'm just like watching some random content that does not have anything to do with like police or being pulled over or even driving in general, I feel like I hear about Americans being pulled over and they tell stories about like, oh yeah, the police pulled me over for doing this and this earlier today, and I'm just like, what? Like, how often does that happen to you guys? I don't understand it. And I remember like a few years ago I saw a video by D'Angelo Wallace. This was a long time ago, like at least 2-3 years ago, something like that. He recently was on a really long hiatus, like I think maybe around a year or something, but he recently came back, which is really exciting. I really like him, and I don't remember which video this was in because it's been so long since I've like heard him say this, but I just remember that it was like a video by him, and basically like he is a black guy who lives in Texas, and he was saying that when his parents are driving on one specific road, they always, like with no exceptions, always get pulled over. And that leads me to believe that maybe cops in America are just sitting in one specific spot every day on one specific road, and they just like sit there and they wait for a car that is speeding a little tiny bit to come by, or a car that's like swaying a teeny tiny bit, and then they pull them over. Or maybe they're just like, oh my goodness, that's a non-white person, that means they're a criminal, I'm gonna have to pull them over, something like that. Like, I don't know how this works. I have no idea. Like, how often do you guys see cop cars when you're driving? I just don't get how it works. Like, I'm genuinely so confused about it, and I've been wondering about it for years and years and years, and I just have no idea why people in America get pulled over so often. Like, if that's actually how it is, and if I was American, I would be so upset that that is what my taxes are going towards. Like, that's so annoying. You guys need to go solve some actual crimes, or maybe, I don't know, put some sex predators behind bars. Like, do something good for society. Don't just sit there and wait for criminals to come by that, or you know, not even like criminals, maybe just people that aren't, you know, doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, but they're not really like putting anybody in danger. They're not doing anything like very wrong. Like, I don't even know why people get pulled over. Sometimes I feel like, well, okay, obviously this is just in a TV show, so it's not really a thing that represents reality, but I just like remember this one episode of How I Met Your Mother where one of the characters was saying that they got out of a ticket by doing like one specific thing, and then Barney, who's like, you know, up for every challenge ever, says that he is gonna try to get out of a ticket by doing that same thing too, or doing something else or something, and then he like gets himself pulled over a bunch of times, and we see scenes of him being pulled over by so many different cops, and I just, obviously, again, like, this is a TV show, so this is probably most definitely not how it is in real life, but I just don't understand how that's possible. Like, if I did something wrong when I was out driving, I would not get pulled over. Like, there's a very, very, very tiny chance that I would get pulled over. And if it actually is that way, then I just don't understand what the point is in, like, police actually just sitting there and waiting for people to come by, or them just driving around. Like, what is the point in that? What are you achieving by doing that? I feel like it's just a waste of taxpayer money, and I feel like it's just a like waste of police officers that could be doing something really, really good for society, and like could be helping people that are in danger and stuff like that. Like, what is the point in it? What are you achieving? I don't get it. I literally have no idea. And in most cases, it's probably just a huge inconvenience to the people that are being pulled over. Like, imagine there's like some couple and the wife is in labor, like in active labor, she's about to pop, you know, so they are on their way to the hospital, and then the other partner is like speeding, obviously, because they need to get there as quickly as possible, but then because they're speeding, a police officer pulls them over. And I choose to believe that when a police officer sees that there's, you know, a very not good situation going on, and these people definitely need to just like really get going, because this is like really not good, you know, this woman is about to pop, she's having a baby right now. So I feel like, I mean, I choose to believe that the police officer would just be like, oh, I'm sorry, like, move on with your day. But I feel like I've just heard so many stories of police officers just really being so horrible to the people they're pulling over for no reason at all. So I would not put it past them to just like hold up this couple and be like, license and registration please, and just ask them some stupid ass questions like, have you been drinking? Like, no, obviously these people have not been drinking, they're just like trying to get to the hospital. Like, I feel like that's just so weird. You're literally just inconveniencing everyone so much. I don't understand why people get pulled over so much if that's like actually how it is. It might also just be a like situation where I just somehow happen to see a lot of stories of that sort of stuff happening. But then again, like as I was saying, it's just oftentimes when I hear these stories, it's just in random content that has nothing to do with being pulled over or police in general or anything like that. It's just someone telling a story that I just stumbled across, and then when they are like telling about the police and whatever. Like, I don't understand how it's that common. If it is, I don't really know. Let me know what your opinion on this whole thing is, and like what your experiences are with police and being pulled over, because I really am so curious. I don't get it, okay? I really don't get it. I don't have time to tell you guys about the third and final question that I had planned to ask you guys today, because, well, first of all, it's kind of like a lengthy one. I really definitely would need to give you some context, because if I just like ask this question without any context at all, you would think that I'm like the dumbest person on the planet. And I think that might be true, but also there's like a lot of depth to this question. So I would not be doing it justice by just like flat out telling you what it is. That would not be good, and you guys would not understand what I mean by it. So I'm not going to tell you today, but yeah. So those were my two questions. Please let me know if you have any idea about the whole, pregnancy thing, if you have any experience with having a big old pregnancy belly, and also the whole police thing, because I'm just very curious, and I feel like I cannot get these questions answered in any other way than by asking them here on my YouTube channel. So yeah, there's that, I guess. But this right here is the fifth and final bedroom that we are working on, and I don't really think it's that interesting. I feel like by this point I was definitely getting a little bit sick of decorating, just because I had decorated this whole house and it's so big, so I really did not put a lot of effort into this one. Sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys still like the build, and if you do, you can download it on the gallery, although the gallery has been really weird right now, so I think that I'm gonna wait until the gallery is like fully fixed and it's not super weird anymore until I post this build. But yeah, anyway, you will have it at one point very soon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed already and you enjoy my content. I would really appreciate it, but you don't have to. But yeah, besides all of that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and then I cannot wait to see you all in my next video that I will be posting in just a few days, hopefully. Yeah, bye everyone.